This one is the pump series. So allow yourself to get comfortable lying in Savasana on your mat. Just let yourself just kind of settle in. Feel the dust settle, feel your body beginning to melt toward the floor, and just take a nice deep breath in or two. And as you exhale, let the day kind of go away. Let yourself just sort of chill. And then as you choose, and whenever you're ready, we're going to be working everything from the belly button down. So allow your body to sink into the floor, and to protect the lower back, what we're going to do first is bend the left leg at the knee and place the left foot on the floor. Just let it rest there. That's going to stabilize the pelvis through the series. Then dorsiflex the right foot. Let yourself pull the toes toward your nose so that the toes and your knees are facing the ceiling equally. Chin toward the chest. Let your shoulder blades move toward one another underneath you and sliding down into the center of your back. And then let yourself activate the quadricep. And moving as slowly as you possibly can, allow yourself to lift that right leg off of the floor, giving it permission to float softly toward the ceiling. Move as slow as you possibly can, and be mindful of what's going on in your body. I notice as soon as I move, my shoulders pop up off the floor. It's as if my chest insists on helping me lift my leg. That's not really necessary, so give yourself permission to relax the parts of your body not needed for this movement. The higher the leg goes, the more you want to consider bending the leg at the knee. That's so that the hips are not pulled away from the floor by the hamstrings. So when you reach your maximum, whatever that is for you, take a nice deep breath in, give the torso permission to settle into the floor. You might find yourself bending the knee a little bit more, so that can happen. And then point the toes toward the ceiling and pull them back. Push it all the way out through the heel. Point the toes up and back, up and back, up and back, as many times as you want. Then as you choose, place your hands behind the knee, or if you'd like, you can use a tie, if that's your preference, behind the knee, and just let yourself draw the leg gently toward the wall behind your head. Now, as you do this, feel the hips get very heavy. Let them sink into the floor. And you also want to be mindful of this knee. If you're only feeling this behind the knee, bend the knee a little bit more so that you can feel it in the thicker part of the muscle. Dorsiflex harder if you want more out of it. And if your leg begins to tremble, it's probably telling you it's getting tired. So if that happens, just come out of it briefly and let yourself go back and hold for a breath or two. When you're ready, release that hamstring opener. Now focus your attention on your core, specifically rectus abdominis, your six-pack right down the middle. We're going to use that to contract the abdomen so that it draws the ribs in the direction of the hips and the head and shoulders come up off the floor. In other words, we're going to lift the head and shoulders, but not by pulling with the arms. It's the effort of the abdomen that's going to get us there. So as you choose, contract the abdominal muscles, feel the ribs move in the direction of the hips, the head and shoulders come up off the floor, let the shoulders drop out of your ears, and let yourself relax. In yoga, we're working towards something that we call easeful exertion. It's where you're working hard. There's no doubt about it. You're working. But you want to find that place of peace within it. So let your back relax into the floor. Trust your tummy to hold you in space. Relax the neck, relax the shoulders. As you choose to come out of it, let yourself do so mindfully, lowering the head slowly. As you lower the head, bend the leg at the knee and bring it in toward your chest, holding on underneath the knee so we're not putting too much pressure on that joint. Then roll the ankle a few times. Let yourself just kind of say hello to the foot, the shin, the calf, the ankle. See what's going on there. It might be talking to you. It might be cracking a little bit and go in the other direction. Just soft and gentle, just kind of waking things up and being present with your body in a loving way. As you choose, and when you're ready to move on, we're going to open the short adductors of the inner thigh. To do that, it's sort of a half-happy baby pose. So you're going to bring that right knee alongside your body as if you were putting it on the floor next to you. Let the knee come toward the floor and let the foot go toward the ceiling. You can bring your hand on the inside of the leg, place it on the bottom of the foot, or hold on to the shin or calf, or here again, if you've got a tie, you can put that around the bottom of the foot. And just hold. Let gravity do the work. Your lower back is stabilized through this left leg. Just take some nice deep breaths in and give yourself a moment or two just to be still. Gravity will do it. Be sure your neck and your shoulders can remain relaxed, soft, and comfortable. When you're ready to move on, we open the lateral rotators of the hip through a number 4 stretch, or a runner stretch, some call it. What you'll do is bring that right ankle, let it come to rest on the left thigh, then either use your hands behind the left thigh, or again, your tie, if that's your preference. Draw the left leg in towards your torso. It's going to bring the right leg with it, and let yourself just kind of hang out. You want to go to the point where you feel it. You know something's going on, but not to the point where your body feels threatened and it feels like it needs to protect itself. So be nice and gentle with it. You can dorsiflex the feet if you want. Let yourself kind of hang out for a moment or two, just some nice gentle breaths, and enjoy. Then when you're ready, let this left foot come back down toward the floor, keeping the left knee bent so we stabilize the pelvis and the lower back. And then as you choose, you're going to take your tie, put it around the bottom of the foot, and extend it toward the ceiling. We're going to go after the hamstring again, like we did when we started this series, but because the fulcrum of the stretch is now in the foot, okay, it's changed, there's a much deeper expression of that opening of the hamstring, so be very careful with this one. You're going to use your tie and draw the leg toward the wall behind the head. Now, because you're moving with the foot, you're moving from that direction, you need to be really careful about your knee. If you're only feeling this behind the knee, bend the knee a little bit until you feel it in the belly of the muscle, where you can keep nice and safe and not injure a joint. And let yourself just hold. If you want more out of it, you can always dorsiflex harder. Send your energy out through the heel, and that'll drop you into the hamstring without injuring the knee. Just some nice gentle breaths. Let yourself enjoy. When you're ready to move on, we'll open the long adductors of the inner thigh, and some of this is hamstring muscle group as well. So you're going to hold on to the tie with just the right hand. You can let your left hand come to rest on your tummy or at your side, whatever works. And now you're going to bring the right leg and the right arm all the way out toward the floor on the right. And then let yourself just breathe. Let yourself just take some nice gentle breaths. Let gravity do the work. Again, soften the knee if you're only feeling it there. Dorsiflex the foot. If you want more out of it, bring the foot closer to the head. Bring it up a little bit more, but not too much. When you're ready to come back, you're going to engage your core intentionally here. So you're going to, it's transverse abdominis. So it's that little bit of tightness that you get when you're coughing in public, when you don't want anybody to know. So it's just that little bit of tone. So get that tone in the abdominal area and let that help you bring this right leg back up toward the ceiling. You can press in through the left foot if you'd like to give you a little bit more stability. Lose the tie. Dorsiflex the foot. Bring your arms to your sides. Check that your torso is comfortable. Engage the abdomen. Engage the upper back. Let the shoulder blades move toward one another and down into the back. Chin toward the chest. Soften the jaw, the tongue, the brow. And then moving as slowly as you possibly can, invite that right leg to float down toward the floor. Moving as slowly as you can. Keep the foot dorsiflex and the energy through the heel. Your toes and your knee are pointing toward the ceiling. Quadriceps are active. Abdominal tone, upper back tone, shoulders are pressing toward the floor, moving as slowly as you can. Imagine that it is a feather floating in the breeze, and just let it gracefully and slowly come down. Move at your own pace. When your leg is about an inch or two away from the floor, then let it rest for a moment there. Dorsiflex the foot, feel the strength in the quadriceps, feel the strength in the abdomen, feel the strength in the upper back as your shoulders are pressed softly toward the floor, chin toward the chest. Let yourself be powerful and peaceful all at the same time. And then whenever you're ready, bring that leg all the way down. Nice deep breath in. As you exhale, let yourself come back into Savasana or bend both legs at the knees if that's more comfortable, whatever works. I know you're going to feel a difference now between the right and the left sides of your body. It's just a delicious feeling. It's wonderful. You just feel how your body sort of settles into the floor a whole lot more comfortably and differently than it did before we started. We're, of course, going to do the other side, so you're not lopsided. So what we're going to do is bend the right leg at the knee, and this is going to make sure that your lower back and your pelvis are nice and safe. Dorsiflex the left foot, toes and knee toward the ceiling, activate the quadricep, activate your core, activate your upper back, shoulders are pressing softly, and then moving as slowly as you choose. You can press in through your right foot as well. Bring that left leg toward the ceiling, mindful of what's going on. Are you clenching your fists? Is there tightness in your chest? Is your chin suddenly jutting up toward the ceiling and creating tension in your neck? Get rid of what you don't need. Give yourself permission to be at peace with your own movement, with your own power. Then as you choose, the higher the leg goes, the more you want to consider softening the bend in the knee so your torso can settle into the floor comfortably. Point the toes toward the ceiling, pull them back, up and back, up and back. The trick here is to make sure your head's not moving while your foot's moving. And then as you choose, place your hands behind the knee. Remember, we want it behind the knee when we first start because we're going to get higher into the leg later as the body warms up a little bit. So behind the knee, draw the leg toward the wall behind the head. Feel the hips sinking into the floor so they don't follow your leg as it goes toward the wall behind the head. Slight bend in the knees so that you're aware of the belly of the muscle. Dorsiflex harder if you'd like. Hold for a breath or two. If you start to shake, come out, take a breath, and then go back in. As you choose, release the hamstring opener slightly. Keep your hands where they are or use your tie, whatever's comfortable. Now we focus on rectus abdominis. Let that contract. Let it bring the ribs towards your hips. Head and shoulders float away from the floor. There's no effort in the arms. I'm not pulling with the arms. I'm simply allowing the abdomen to hold me in space. I can let the lower back sink into the floor because I'm completely relaxed in the lower back. It's the tummy I'm trusting right now. I'm trusting it to hold me. I'm trusting my own center, my own core. Just let it hold you. Let the neck relax. As you choose to come down, lower the head and shoulders softly to the floor, bending the leg at the knee. Draw the knee in toward the chest, holding on underneath the knee, and roll the ankle. Just letting yourself kind of roll it around, say hello to it, see how things are going. Rolling softly in the other direction, nice and easy. And when you're ready, let yourself begin to open the short adductors of the inner thigh through your happy baby, or the half happy baby in this case. So the left knee comes alongside your body. The knee comes toward the floor as the foot goes toward the ceiling. Bring the left arm on the inside of the leg. Hold on to the bottom of the foot, the shin, the calf, or use a tie, whatever's comfortable. Some nice easy breaths. Let your chest soften. Let your shoulders melt toward the floor. Chin toward the chest. Gravity's doing all the work. You don't need to bounce or push. Just breathe. As you choose, we open lateral rotators of the hip with the number 4 stretch. So let that ankle, left ankle, come to rest on the right thigh, either using your tie around the back of the right thigh or your hands. Draw it softly in toward your chest. And just some nice easy breaths, not going beyond where you're genuinely comfortable, but you're aware. You're aware. You know something's going on. You can dorsiflex, you can breathe softly, you can relax the feet, whatever feels best for you. And as you choose, whenever you're ready, let that right foot come back down to the floor. Now take your tie around the bottom of the foot, extend the leg toward the ceiling, and we'll ask hamstring to open up again in a very different way. So as you choose, using the tie, draw the leg toward the wall behind your head. Keep your hips heavy in the floor. Let them really sink. If the only place you feel this right now is the knee, bend the knee a little bit more, dorsiflex a little bit harder, and go into the belly of the hamstring muscle group. And just breathe, just some nice, gentle, easy breaths. As you choose, release the hamstring opener. Hold on to both sides of the tie with just your left hand. You can rest your right arm wherever it's comfortable for you. Bring the left leg all the way down. Let it come to rest toward the floor. If it doesn't reach the floor, that's okay. But just let it kind of lengthen out in that direction, opening up the long adductors, the hamstrings, the inner part of the hamstrings. Just some gentle breathing. When you're ready to come back, ask your core to help you do that. Press into the floor through the right foot. Engage transverse abdominis. Let it help you draw the legs slowly back to center. Let yourself lose the tie. Bring your arms to your sides. Chin toward the chest. Engage your core. Engage your upper back. Pressing your shoulders gently toward the floor. Dorsiflex the foot and allow the leg to float back down toward the floor as slowly as you possibly can. Mindful of relaxing the parts of your body that are not necessary for the movement. Keeping your toes and your knee facing the ceiling. Keeping the foot dorsiflex so the energy's out through the heel and you feel the quadricep working, feel the abdomen working, feel your upper back, mindful and aware. And as you choose, whenever you're ready, if you'd like to hold for a moment or two with that foot just an inch or two away from the floor, and just let yourself kind of be at peace with your own power. Feel how strong your body is, your quadricep, your tummy, your upper back. Let yourself just enjoy that for a moment. And whenever you're ready, feel the leg come all the way to the floor. It might feel like the floor moves and it takes longer to get there than you think it should. And if it's comfortable, extend the right leg out and come to rest in Savasana, or bend both legs at the knees and rest in constructive rest position. Either way, give yourself a moment or two just to breathe deeply, to relax and enjoy